let's say, was Rosa Parks approached to do this? Yes.
Hmm.
So was this a natural occurrence for Rosa Parks? No. So this was all an act? Yes. Was she approached by the what we call the black hats to do this? Yes.
Oh boy.
Hi, everybody. This is Lynn from the Three of Pentacles. Welcome back to another episode of Conspiracy Theories and Pendulums. But today we're doing something special and combining it with Black History Month. So I have my beautiful soul sister, Barbara, with me today. Hello, Barbara. Thank you for joining me.
Hello. Hello, Lynn, and thank you for inviting me.
Now, we'll quickly state to everybody that this is for entertainment purposes only. The information that we provide you with, we would like you to do your own research, follow your own intuition. And then if you have any questions for us, please put them in the comments below. We're happy to read on anything you might want us to read on. And remember, we will not contact you first. Be aware of scammers out there. So today, we're going to read on Miss Rosa Parks.
Miss Rosa Parks. That's Rosa
Rosa
Parks right
Parks.
here.
And then we
Yeah.
will get to this beautiful young lady shortly after, but we're going to have Barbara give a little intro on Miss Rosa Parks, and then we're going to have her
Okay.
poll on Rosa.
All right, perfect. All right, a lot of people know Rosa Parks, and hello again, and thank you for inviting me on your show today, Lynn, the Three of Pentacles channel. We're going to be reading about Rosa Parks. Now, a lot of people know Rosa Parks for the person that was thrown off a bus way back in the day, like this African American woman. But anyway, I'm going to read a little bit about her. That way, whoever doesn't know her, they can just go to the Wikipedia and see. Anyway, her name is Rosa Louise Macaulay Parks. She's born February 4th of 1913, and she passed away just recently in 2005. She was an American activist in the civil rights movement. She's best known for her pivotal role in the Montgomery bus boycott. So that's what we're talking about. The United States Congress has honored her as the First Lady of Civil Rights and the mother of the freedom movement. Now she became part of the NAACP. She was an NAACP activist in 1943. That's before all that stuff happened. Now the NAACP is the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. And that's what they used to call us back in the day, colored people. But we know, and Lynn, you know too, that everybody has a color, right? So
As pale
we're
as mine might be, is in the wintertime. You got it.
You got your pale color, but hey, that's what, you know. So yeah, so she helped inspire the Black community to boycott the Montgomery buses for over a year, and then all of it, was a snowballed, and but she was one that was kicked off the bus. The Black lady that was kicked off the bus, and well, actually, they made her go to the back of the bus, right? Right?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
think
Or
she was back
if
to the bus.
she didn't, but if she refused, that means she probably then went to that's when they would have called the police, I think.
Yeah, yeah, it was a back of us. I'm not really great in
Yeah.
history because, a lot of history was rewritten. So that's probably why I did not pay attention in school.
Yeah, I
But
think
if
I
there,
think our instincts told us naturally early on this was like whatever.
and I'm not even, looking for excuses, Lynn, it's just, I wasn't interested. She was born in Tuskegee, Alabama.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
So that's her with her sign over there, and, the 7058 or 53.
Five
What does that
three.
number?
Looks like 5'3". Yep.
So that comes to number 15. 1 5, 1 5, 1 plus 6. Yeah, that's it. But anyway, yeah. So what would we like to do
Let's
about
do a general poll on
okay.
Miss Rosa Parks and her getting arrested. Was it a setup? Was she asked to do it? Did she do it? Let's find out. Is there truth and integrity to the Rosa Parks, the the Rosa Parks story as we know it?
If you know it. We'll
And
take a
then,
general look
well,
around, all right?
yeah, Barbara's going to draw
Okay.
cards, and then we'll ask the pendulum as we get going with the cards and reading the cards to see what they all say.
Exactly. And by the way, I have my gold cards today
Yeah,
because of the lighting. So you're gonna get some gold. You have
and
Lynn's.
tinfoil's hat that keeps disappearing.
So we got silver and gold for you. So I've already shuffled my cards and I'm gonna just go ahead and pull them and see what it says. So we're checking on the story
Yeah,
or her as the story, right?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
look at the
The
story.
story on her.
All righty, I'm getting something interesting here. I'm
Yeah.
really getting something interesting here.
That'll be good. I better get my glasses on so I can see the cards.
We got to get our magnifying glasses off of this because
Uh-oh.
you know what?
Uh-oh.
You know what? We have to vet things out for ourselves. And it's a good
Yep.
thing we have the tarot cards to give us an idea.
And the
Um,
pendulum for backup.
pendulum for backup. All right, there you go. It's
So
up and ready.
okay.
So
And
let's see what we got. And this is a little
so
you
how
know
did
what?
you ask? Was there truth?
Well, actually, we're just looking at a general look around the Rosa Parks situation. That's
Yeah.
what I just took a general look.
Go
So, you know,
for it.
do you want me to go ahead
Yep.
and take
Go
a
ahead.
stab
Go
at the
for it.
first?
Yep.
So, a general look around it, the Ace of Wands is there's been a lot of emotions around it, a lot of passion around this because it provoked a lot of people to have this poor Black woman be treated less than she was supposed to be treated and telling her you can't sit in the front of the bus, you have to go to the back of the bus like everybody else, you know. Okay, granted, you know, back in the day there was light-skinned Black people, dark-skinned Black people, and some light-skinned people passed for white and they had better privileges or whatever. But anyway, this lady, if you look at her, you know, she was sitting in the front as we were told, and they made her go to the back of the bus. So there was a lot of passion around it, and that's where we get the Ace of Wands. That very first, and I'll indicate it, that very first with that hand coming out with that stick in it. And the Seven of Wands is the guy walking away. Yeah, she's indicating it with her arrow. Walking away, that means like
Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords, babe.
oh, what did I say?
You said wands.
Oh my God. You know, I'm getting mixed up with Seven of Wands and Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords. I better stop that. Okay, it's going to stop right now. Seven of Swords. That gives us a strategy card. The High Priestess in the middle is kind of, I don't want to say the High Priestess is shady, but she does hide some stuff, especially when she's aspected with the Seven of Swords right next to her.
And the
It,
Hierophant down below.
and the Hierophant down below. It's almost like bad players have
Yeah.
got her to kind of do that. Let's
Mhm.
just call them bad players.
Yeah.
The Empress at the top, which is in the background, that might be indicating her.
Yeah.
Her
In the past,
being
before she got tapped, maybe.
she got tapped by maybe bad players,
Yeah.
which are the ones at the bottom in the middle, which is the Hierophant.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. Somebody's waiting to see somebody's reaction. And the Knight of Cups at the bottom right-hand corner. He's going in a different direction. So it's like the
He's walking
feelings
away from
going
it, isn't he? Yeah.
kind of like he's walking away. So and he's usually the guy that brings you warmth and
Comfort.
affection.
Yeah.
He's going the opposite direction. So that's not a good sign either. Look over to the left where there's the Queen of Wands and the Moon. That means that some fishy business has been going on together
Yep.
because the moon can be things that can be hidden. And if you look really close to that picture, there's some dogs at the bottom that are barking. Now, when you're sitting in your house and you hear the dogs barking, you know it could be a squirrel, it could be a criminal, but there's something fishy about it. So now the Justice card is at the bottom, came at the bottom of the deck. So Justice is something that's being balanced, something that's being set straight. So, and that since it's at the bottom of the deck, maybe that's going to happen for us. That's going to be information. What do you think about this, Lynn? Because I'm
I
blabbering
think,
my mouth over here.
yeah, I think, no, I think you're right. I think justice is going to come. Let's say, was Rosa Parks approached to do this? Yes.
Hmm.
So was this a natural occurrence for Rosa Parks? No. So this was all an act? Yes. Was she approached by what we call the black hats to do this? Yes.
Oh boy.
So,
After
okay.
all this time and
Well, but it's not all is necessarily lost because in speaking to my niece yesterday, she
hmm
told me about this beautiful little girl,
yeah,
Colette,
yeah,
Colette
she's in our
Colvin.
picture.
Yeah. And it is said that Colette Colvin was the first African American to refuse to move to the back of the bus before Rosa Parks. Apparently, it took place 9 months before Rosa Parks.
And before we move forward, did you want me to do any clarifiers on Rosa Parks on that situation, or are we set with it? Because I still have my card right here.
Do you want to just pull, did she do it willingly or was she, did she fight not want it? Did she not want to really do it? Was Rosa Parks put into a situation where she had to? Those would be the only clarifiers I think I would do.
Okay, I still have the decks here, and let's see if she's been put into any situation that she didn't want to be in. Let's see.
Did-
Just look around it. Oops. Okay, I get the Emperor. So that's a man figure. That's a leadership figure. That's a I don't want to say it's an institution, but it's a leadership figure because the emperor is somebody that's very important, very
Well, she was just
powerful.
the secretary at the NAACP too, and there's a hermit.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. This it looks like this, well, the first card that came was the emperor, which is a major arcana, and I would say that's a positive yes.
yeah,
So how do we ask the question? We ask if did she willingly?
it was, yeah. Did Rosa want to do this?
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
she did.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Is
then
the emperor indicating someone higher up at the NAACP? Yes. Okay.
and it could have been somebody that she admired because Emperor
Could have been her
together
boss.
to, together
Yeah.
with the Hermit, that's a good
Yeah,
image
but
person, let's say.
either way, it was still for nefarious reasons.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's kind of moot.
All
So
right.
just real quickly, we'll show you actually the old clipping from Claudette Colvin at age 15, student at Booker Washington High School. Montgomery was convicted for refusing to give her seat to another white passenger boarding the same bus. Prior to the trial in juvenile court, she was given 3 charges: assault and battery, disorderly conduct, and violating Chapter 6, Section 11 of the City Court. However, when the case came up for trial, the presiding attorney, Mr. Thetford, asked for an amendment to the charge, which was in effect saying the girl was violating the segregation law of the state of Alabama. This was upheld by Judge Hill, who was presiding over the case in juvenile court. The amendment was sustained under violent observation. Wow. And the defense and the defendant, the girl was placed on probation for an indefinite period. So,
Okay, now Lynn, you're gonna have to translate that to English.
it means for all I know, she could still be on probation. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's still juvie court, so I would say maybe she was ended up being on probation for that for until she was 18. Typically,
Wow.
juvie trials, I believe,
Yeah.
only go until you're about 18. Now, um, a quick excerpt from Colette's Wikipedia. It said her event took place months before the NAACP secretary, Rosa Parks, was arrested for the same offense. Colvin later said, "My mother told me to be quiet about what I did. She told me to let Rosa be the one. White people aren't going to bother Rosa. They like her." Colvin did not
Hmm.
receive the same attention as Parks for a number of reasons. She did not have good hair. She was not fair skinned. She was a teenager and she was pregnant. The leaders in
Oh.
the civil rights movement tried to keep the appearances and make the most appealing protesters the most seen during those times.
Mm.
And then the other thing that I found really interesting was a CNN article back in 2021 that Claudette Colvin's juvenile record had finally been expunged 66 years after she was arrested for refusing to give her seat. Why did it take 66 years to expunge that? I guess because they wanted to hide,
So
and let everybody think that it was Rosa was the first one.
that doesn't make any sense. So this picture, is that the picture of her, Claudette?
This
Oh,
one here,
she's holding a picture of
yeah,
Claudette.
let's
She's
this is
probably a relative.
let me bring it up. No, I think that's her because she was born in I think 39. So
Okay.
she's like 85.
Okay, that would make sense. You know
Yeah.
what I'm thinking, Lynn?
Hmm.
I'm thinking that it really did happen with the young lady.
I think so too.
And then it got so much, you know, probably local backlash
Yeah.
that the bad players said, hey, we can use this because you know what they do.
Well, and look at the similarities in the girls, other than the fact that Rosa is, sorry, I'm putting my finger up her nose. Rosa is more
I don't
light.
think she mind. I don't think she minds.
Yeah, I know, right? But I mean, facial structure wise and everything else, even almost the smiles. I mean, It's just
Look,
crazy.
and look at the teeth. Look at the teeth.
Yeah, yeah. I think that who the NAACP or whoever approached Rosa took Colette's story
Story.
and made it bigger for their movement. We're going to say their movement. We've got a whole tangled web to go down, which we're probably going to be diving deeper because Barbara and I have gone into some history with Northern Blacks versus Southern Blacks. And like Barbara had mentioned earlier, lighter skinned,
Light skin,
dark
dark skin.
skinned, and the differences and just the racism between the two.
Even amongst us.
Yeah, yeah, just between the lighter skin and darker
Yeah.
skin, or northern and southern,
Yeah.
blacks back in the time. So there's a whole other rabbit hole for us to go down to. We're going to go down. But Barbara, do you want to pull cards on Colette Colvin,
Mm-hmm.
Claudette? And
Claudette.
was she really the first one? And I'm going to assume a 15-year-old did this naturally, but if she didn't, we'll get some funky cards in there.
Yeah. So you want to ask if she was the first one that this happened to?
Yeah, yeah. Was she the original story
Oh,
to
so, okay. So was she
first
the original? Let's say was she the story that was inspired
to use for Rosa
but to
Parks?
use for Rosa
Yeah,
Parks?
yeah.
Okay.
That's good. That's perfect. How y'all liking my tinfoil hat getting in and out? I'm going to take it off. So
It looks. I love it.
it's almost like a disco ball. I'm like going, whoo, that's making me dizzy.
I have one of those disco balls to tell you the truth.
Hey, I put my disco ball for
But
protection around my property every day
that's awesome.
and
I
reflect
think
off
it's awesome.
anything negative, reflects and returns to sender. And we
And you
all
could
that
dance in the
Elvis song.
meantime.
Yep. And
You could
return.
dance in the meantime, right?
That's what I commanded. That's what I do.
So we're asking if Claudette's story was inspired by, was Rosa
Was
Parks' story
first,
inspired by
yeah, inspired by hers, or was her story the inspiration for Rosa Parks'
inspiration for Rosa
story?
Parks? Okay.
Either way, however we want to word it.
All
Rosa got
right.
all the accolades, but I think we're going to find out Little Miss Claudette was actually the first one.
Let's see. Oh my gosh, this is just whew. All right. It's ready and it's going up in the group.
Okay.
There you go. So here we're going to look at it. Look at it and see.
Ooh, look at that. Go for it, Barbara.
Okay. So our question was the Rosa Parks story inspired by this little child story that didn't want to sit at the just by looking at it, I do get a yes.
Yeah.
What are you getting with the pendulum?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I get that it's a yes, and I get that there were many stories like that because the Eight of Wands is the very first card that I put down.
Ooh, she's
And
really,
that's
yes.
yeah,
So,
and those are the ones that are flying through the air. The
mhm.
very first card. I get, let's see how I would put that. Now, right under the Eight of Wands, we have the Emperor.
It might have been
That would
men
get me.
involved. There might have been stories of men doing it as well.
I believe they were mostly men,
Might have been.
multiple men, because women back in the day, we were kind of quiet and
Yep.
and you couldn't speak not unless someone spoke to you first.
Yeah, it was, yeah,
So
which
it's
which
not
goes
not
into
like
another,
today.
which goes into another deep dive of, depressing the feminine, the divine feminine and masculine, but go on.
Exactly. So I believe it happened to mostly men. Now, the Nine of Swords, it kind of makes me feel that when it happened to a lot of men, it happened to men that were kind of,
Well
let's
off.
say, some of them were well off and some of them were blue collar, let's say, but
Yeah.
always in the Black community, the
Yep.
African American community. And that worried a lot of people as well. I'm looking at the, because I'm kind of jumping around a little bit.
Yeah. That's
It
Seven of Swords again, but that looks like they strategically used her story and brought out Rosa Parks.
exactly. They took and grabbed it.
And the
Hence,
Page of Cups, just and the surprise, which we say could be a pregnancy, because
Mm-hmm.
Claudette was pregnant and she was
Mm-hmm.
also 15. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And that 10 of Pentacles, that's multiples. I'm also getting like multiple people, multiple children as well. Maybe children were
Could
involved in some type of way.
have
I mean,
been.
I can say that word. Let me just say little people.
Oh,
Little people are involved.
younger African
Younger.
American kids at the time. Yeah. Now I will say in Claudette's story, she was actually sitting in the black section of the busing, but when more whites came on the bus, blacks are actually supposed to get up and
And move to the
allow the
back.
white people. Yeah, and she wouldn't. She was pregnant. I don't blame her.
Mm,
She was sitting in her right spot. She paid for her ticket. I don't blame
yeah.
her. Done the
And
same.
and and another rabbit hole we can go down is like a 15-year-old girl pregnant back in the day. I mean, that really just
Yeah.
didn't happen as much. I mean, it did,
No, no, it
but
didn't.
not
No,
not
yeah, but
like
not that
today.
much down there. Right, exactly. Hmm.
So she must have been really out there in a sense, not that she was a bad girl,
No, but
but
I think she felt a little empowered because it did say she had been hearing a little bit more about Black history that day, earlier that day and whatnot. And this was kind of like the beginning of the civil rights movement too, a big
hmm
push. So, that could have been something to inspire her to sit too.
it was kind of hard on people as well.
Yep.
Because look at that 10 of Wands. You see, it was really, it was like a hard time.
Yep.
It was
Yep.
a really hard time for a lot of people.
Yeah. South, I'm going to say probably.
Oh, most definitely. I'm looking at the card that I have at the bottom, which is the Six of Cups, one that's kind of sideways. It's a giving card. It's a kindness card. I believe that's how it kind of worked out in the end, because in the end, blacks were able to get on the bus. And I believe that was worked out through the NAACP probably, but blacks were able
They
to.
probably had a push for it for sure. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
so that's how it worked. So all in all, with this pool, it looks like her story, and but many stories. It
Yeah.
happened a lot, and it happened to men of a certain caliber, black African American men of a certain caliber, because they probably thought, hey, I have a suit and a tie on. I should be able to sit in the front too. I mean, look at me. I'm the emperor. I'm the king of pentacles. But they had to sit in the back too.
Yeah.
So it looks like it was truly inspired by Rosa Parks' story was
Claudette.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, Claudette's by Claudette's store. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say so.
Wow, how about that? That's
Did
pretty deep.
Well, they're just going to say the Black Hats use Claudette's story for Rosa Parks. Yes. Okay.
Let me
Was Barbara correct in that many black men had also been possibly even arrested? Yes. So you're right. Hmm.
okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do two card clarifier. Which one you want to do with the black man or which or
You go ahead. The pendulum said yes, black men had been also arrested for not moving seats on the bus. Yep.
I get the hangman. The hangman. So that's shedding light on what was going on with it. And I get a six of pentacles. Six of pentacles is like working something out, giving something to someone, being generous with someone.
Right. Let's ask this. Were these men that were arrested for not these these African American men arrested, were they approached by the black hats to do this, to cause
So they were there of the day.
Yeah. Ooh, boy, that's really sweet. As soon as you said that, it
Ah,
went
oh
crazy.
boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot more rabbit holes we can apparently go down with this, but we're going to try to
Evidently.
make this a little bit short, people. We already
All
ran
right. We'll make it
longer.
kind of short then. We'll make it kind of short.
We'll come back. I think we can come back to this because I think we're going to, with MLK Jr.'s nation report coming out, we're going to have to be deep diving into the civil rights movement, I think. I think there's going to be a lot more for us to deep dive on in the civil
Oh
rights movement.
yeah. Well, we'll definitely come back. There's a lot of holes to get down. It's like
Yeah.
as soon as you get down to one hole, you see another 10
Yeah.
holes.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
So
Yeah, right. You just remember, people, do your own research.
do your own research. And also, so just to sum up your video of the pendulum conspiracies and pendulums, the
Yep.
question that we went through. So basically, we're looking at Rosa Parks. Everybody knows how they treated her on the bus.
Yep.
Just take a better look at it. We're pulling our cards. We're card readers. So you don't have to take our cards for it, but just start to think about it for yourself, right, Lynn?
Yep, yep. Start to do your research. All these things we're finding out more and more. We've been lied to for so long, and I think we're going to find out a lot of these lies, these situations probably didn't even have to happen, but it was just a way to separate whites and blacks to keep us fighting with each other, and it was done it caused a lot of worry. That could have been the Nine of Swords in your last poll, but it was definitely strategic of them to do that to keep us separated. Because if we had joined forces, the people that we know of the Black Hats would not be able to be where they are today, because we would have been
Exactly.
more united. But they needed us to keep us separated so we wouldn't unite and be a stronger force.
Well said, Lynn. Well said. And thank you again for having the idea of doing the Black History Month. I
Oh,
mean,
you're very
hey,
welcome. I was excited.
you
We pulled
know,
on some stuff. I can't wait.
that
I
was
can't wait
Lynn.
for the Tuskegee Airmen to come out,
Yeah.
We
So yeah,
we have
thank you.
yet to record that, folks.
Yeah, that's coming up. That's coming up.
But
So
who do
thank
we
you
have?
for thank you.
We have Quincy coming up, and we have
The Tuskegee coming up.
Iggy coming up, Harriet Tubman,
Harriet
and
Tubman and her birthday's coming up too.
we have, yes, she's going to be the last video we release, since she has her birthday, what, March 12th?
March the 11th.
The 11th? Okay. 12th
Mhm.
or the 11th.
And then you also wanted to do the
Oh, the
congressman, the
congressman. No,
African
yeah,
American.
that's right. That's right. No, we read on the Tuskegee already. We have that one. It's the congressman. Wait until you all find
The,
out who the actual first representatives, federal representatives in Congress and Senate were. The first African American ones were.
yep.
Stay
But
tuned.
Tuskegee's on deck. It's coming up.
Tuskegee's on deck. Woo woo. And Quincy Jones is on deck and
Exactly.
the fun stuff. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can find us on Rumble and on Facebook. We are the Three of Pentacles community on Facebook. Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Barbara.
Bye-bye.